Okay, hey everyone, Barbara here today, and I am very excited because this is going to be my very first acrylic pour. I wanted to jump on the bandwagon before the bandwagon left me, so let's give it a go. The first thing I have is an 8x8 canvas, and I've put the little push pins in there to hold it up off the area where the paint's going to drip. I've got four colors mixed here. I've got black with Flotrol. Flotrol is this product here. I'm sure you've seen or heard of it. And I just used the Flotrol and the Americana paint, black paint. I've used Flotrol with the pink Azalea, Vivid Ultra Metallics, and a little water to get it the consistency right. I've got Lemongrass here, which is right here. Same proportions. I believe it's 2 parts Flotrol, 1 part paint, 1 part water. And then I have African Jade, which is a beautiful, lovely color, all Vivid Ultra Metallics. I'm going to show you what I did to mix this last one. This is Bolivian Blue Vivid Ultra Metallic. I've got 1 part Flotrol. I'm going to squeeze some Bolivian Blue in here. My calculations are not accurate. I'm just going for it and see where that gets me. If I need to add more paint, I will. But the ColourArte Vivid Ultra Metallics, all of the ColourArte products for that matter, are very highly pigmented, and I'm not sure if the 1 part to 2 parts Flotrol is absolutely necessary. I have learned from watching other artists, it's a good idea to mix your paint and your Flotrol first together before you add water, and that allows it to combine and pasteurize, so to speak, with each other. And the paint's just going to water it down, not the color, but just the consistency. So since this is my first time, I'm going to do what I'm told for once, and I'm going to add just a little bit of water in here because it's a little too thick right now. And stir that around. Okay. And then I'm going to take silicone, and I'm going to add just a few drops to each of the colors, not the black, just the colors. Oh dear, that came out. That was definitely more than a drop. So let's see if I can get just a drop out of this here. I'm just going to put 3 in each of these since I have so much in that pink. Alright, so I've got 3 in each of these, except for the pink, which I don't have a clue what went in there as it just kind of poured out. And I am not going to do a dirty pour, which is where you combine all of the colors into a cup and then dump it. I'm going to play with it. And I'm kind of a control freak. I like to kind of have some sort of control over where my paints are going, even though I don't really know what's going to happen. So let's get going. Okay, I'm going to start with the Americana Black acrylic paint mixture. And I'm just sort of surrounding the edges with that. And next I'm going to add the Bolivian Blue and sort of follow that same outline. This is the pink Azalea. And the African Jade. Such a luscious color. And the Lemongrass. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to this. Like I said, I'm experimenting. This is my first pour, so um, this is mostly for information, whether this kind of thing will work or not, and we'll see in the end whether I am successful or whether I'm a big fail. But I'm having fun, so that's what's important. We shall see, and let's face it, if it doesn't work, we can always let it dry, paint over it, try it again. So now I'm adding more of the black, some more of the Bolivian Blue, African Jade again, and the Lemongrass. And of course the pink Azalea. I think it needs a bit of more pink here and there. And let's play with the tool a bit. This is just a clay tool, I think, but it's useful for this sort of thing. You could use a bamboo stick or skewer, um, a stylus, whatever you've got, a fork, a knife. I'm getting a more marbleized effect, obviously, than I'm not getting really any cells. I'm seeing a few cells, but not very many. And of course, my proportions may not be absolutely correct or precise. And trying to get the paint on the sides there before it's all gone. It's pretty fun to do. I think you can become very addicted to this acrylic pouring. I'm adding a bit more of the black. It's looking pretty crazy right now, but I am hopeful. And the pink azalea again. This is what I do though. I like to experiment. I like to push the boundaries. I like to see if I can do something and make it work. And if it doesn't work, then I can tell you this is what you don't do. That's the African Jade. And now I'm using a silicone brush to lightly slide that top color over the surface. And I'm actually seeing a few cells develop by doing this. But I'm actually very, very lightly, just barely touching the surface. You could use a spatula or a wallpaper scraper kind of tool, a credit card, whatever you have. But I think you can see now that it's not looking like this swirly cube kind of a mess anymore. It's sort of mixing, marbleizing, still trying to get some of that paint along the side edges. And I'm trying to bring out more colors. I seem to have a lot of the black showing, and it's darkening most of the color. So I'm trying to lighten it up again with some of the African Jade and the Lemongrass. And looks like I'm making bullseyes. It's all about playing. I'm going to try and swipe that across the surface again and see what I can come up with. I'm sorry my hand's in the way, but I'll um, show you what it looks like here in a minute. Just think how different this would have looked had I used white instead of black. I would have probably gotten a more pastel coloration, but I really like the way the black it makes the colors kind of rich looking. And now I'm going to try to just add some Solar Gold without, just straight from the bottle without any of the Flotrol or anything. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm just going to try and work it in with this pick tool. It's looks like it's sort of disappearing and beneath the paint. Still not the effect I was going for. I just can't bring it to the surface. It's good to know. And now I'm going to try just dropping little tiny drops of the silicone oil over the surface. I know this isn't what you're actually supposed to do, but I'm playing. I just want to see what will it do, if it will do anything. I see little places that are opening up, but it's not really looking like cells. So now I'm going to drop some lemongrass into those spots that have the silicone spots and see if anything happens. Just remember, it's all about experimentation today. I'm just trying different things, and we'll see if it works or if it doesn't work. And again, adding some more of the pink azalea. And now I'm just going to kind of throw it out there all over the canvas. I'll do the same thing with the African Jade. And I'm bound and determined to get some gold into this painting, so I'm going to take some of the Solar Gold and I'm mixing it with the Flotrol so that I can actually pour it over. Since pouring it on straight didn't work, let's try it with the Flotrol and see what happens. And so I'm going to mix that up really well. And a little bit of water and get a nice smooth thin consistency. And this Solar Gold has all these tiny little gold mica flakes in it that you're going to see that are going to sit on the surface of the painting, and it's going to actually really make the painting look really pretty in the end. So I hope you hang in there till the end and see the final photos, because it actually turns out pretty good, I must say. And I'm mostly adding that gold to the darkest areas because I'm still trying to lighten that uh, deep dark black in there. And now I'm going to sort of swipe that over the top. So there's still plenty of movement in the paint, as you can see. Not too many cells developed, but it is, I think it looks pretty. I do have this handy dandy torch that I found in my stash that I thought I would try and see if any of the silicone might be still sitting on the surface that I might need to burn off, and if it would develop any cells, but it didn't. But I do have some close-ups for you, so you'll get a better idea of what this really looks like close-up. And here I'm using my cell phone to try to get some close-ups while the canvas is still sitting in the tray. And it is still moving, but very, very slowly right now. And I think in just a moment you'll see what I was talking about, the little gold specks, the mica flakes that were in the Solar Gold. Can you see them coming through the paint color? And it looks almost as if I had sprinkled it with gold salt. A very, very pretty effect, I think. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you think about it, and please feel free to leave me a comment in the section below the video. As always, I would sure appreciate a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.